Hello, cooler fans. I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and we're going to take a look at the Azza Cube 360. And I'll show you these specs on screen. And here we go. So here are the specifications according to them on their website. And you will find that specifications on the website may change as they make changes to their product. At least honest companies will make changes. And you can see that the range of CPUs they support is pretty good. For Intel, it's 1150 whatever, and 1366, 1200, 1700, and 1851. And then for AMD, it's FM1, 2, 2 plus, AM2, 2 plus, 3, 3 plus, 4, and 5. And then as far as the fans are concerned, well, 1.8 millimeters of water is too low in my opinion. 57.5 CFMs is also kind of lackluster for a radiator fan, and they use hydro bearings, which are not going to last a long time. It does move up to 2,000 RPMs, but again, with those specs, it's something you might want to consider upgrading if you're not going to have to pay much for this cooler. And then as far as the pump is concerned, unfortunately, there isn't much information here about it, but there's more than some companies. We do get 1.5 millimeters, that's supposed to be millimeters, not M, of water for the pressure, and 96 liters per hour, which is not amazing, but it's okay. 4,000 RPMs, that's also decent. Lifespan of 50,000 hours. I'm not sure what the bearing is on this. So I'm not sure if I'm assuming the hydro bearing is for the fans. So this might be ceramic. Yeah, let me see if it's on the box. According to the box, it's zirconia ceramic bearings. But enough about that. Let's get to the actual product. They have a manual for installation. And we have a splitter for ARGB that provides both standard ARGB and SMJST 3-pin to standard ARGB. And then we have an extension that goes from, that's just for PWM. And here is the mounting kit, which comes with the frames for the two brands of CPUs, standoffs, bolts, nuts. There it is. And some kind of a thermal paste. So fairly standard stuff in there. Now let's take a look at the fans. Kind of a basic looking fan, although it does have what looks to be an infinity mirror there. Fairly standard. Now let's listen. So there's a low hum right now. I thought I heard a harmonic resonance. Yeah, I think that's one. There's another one. Again. So it's not actually a loud fan. In fact, inside the case, you're probably not going to notice it the vast majority of the time. And for people who aren't particularly sensitive to noise, you're probably never going to notice it. Of course, those of you who have a problem with harmonic resonances may not enjoy it because it does have some. Now, as with many other companies, they ship it in this cardboard tray, which I'm not fond of. Now, this is a honkin' big water block, so this is going to eliminate from consideration for some cases because it's just so darn big. The tubes do rotate, begrudgingly, but they rotate. And there's a decent sized copper plate on there. And it does have ARGB on this corner here. So let's take a look at that. What do you think of that? It's different, right? Kind of a pyramid on its side. Now, for those of you who have OCD, I do have some bad news. They put Azza down here at the bottom of the water block, and you do not want to have your tubes coming out of the bottom of the water block because that makes it very easy for air to get captured in here. Now, the good news is the pump isn't in here, so the pump isn't going to fail because a bunch of air gets in here. But if there's enough air that it prevents the water from coming into contact with the other side of the cold plate isn't going to do a good job of keeping your CPU from overheating because air is a terrible conductor of heat compared to water. So you're going to want to install it like this or like this, which will bother your OCD, but I suggest, take a marker or something and blot it out or something. Figure out a solution so that you don't mess it up. I mean, your computer. Now, the next thing is, where is the pump? Well, that's not too hard to figure out. All you got to do is follow the cabling. The pump is right here. It's a 3-pin connector, and it's just on the end. Now, my hope is that they wisely put it so that the air is not going to end up getting trapped in here if you install it with the pump end up in the front or the side. If you put it on the bottom, obviously that isn't going to happen. If you put it on the top, hopefully they also designed it so that the air will rise to the top and the actual impeller part of the pump is down below where the air will not easily get to, I hope. So good news, bad news. The good news is that there is a fill port underneath this sticker here so that if you get too low on the liquids in here, you'll be able to top it off, or if you want to drain it and refill it to get out any scraps and dirt and stuff like that, because some manufacturers are not very careful about making sure that the radiators and stuff come to you clean. You can also do that. Then there's the bad news. So what I did is I took this fan, I put it up against here, put it on maximum speed, and what I discovered is that there's almost no airflow making it through to the other side, which means that buying this at a high price or even a medium price, I would not, with the fans being as poor as they are, I would not pay more than $50 for this cooler. And that is because if the fans can't do their job, you're going to have to spend money to replace them. And since good fans can cost up to $30 a piece, that's going to put you at over $100 right there. So look for as low of a price as you can get on the Azza Cube if you want it. If you're going to do a small form factor case, you're not going to be able to use this. And it's not a removable cover, at least not. Well, you can remove it. It's just not designed to be run with that off. So, yeah. And I did neglect to evaluate the static pressure with my hand, as I always do. And this has got maybe, somewhere around 1.5 millimeters of static pressure. So it's definitely a lame fan for a radiator. take it off of the Azza Cube, put it in as case fans, and that'll be fine.
All right, let's see what the radiator pump sounds like. That is very quiet. Let's see what happens if we do it like this. Aside from a very low-pitched hum, this is a very, very quiet pump. I've got it on maximum speed. So that's very impressive. So pump-wise, as far as noise, nice.
Need to ask for your help. I'm sorry. On December 11th, 2024, Amazon terminated me and used false accusations against me. And on December 17th, I had my left shoulder operated on. I'm getting a lot better. I can do some things with my hand and my arm, but it's still pretty limited. If you could please help me out by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and turning on notifications for my channels, that would really help. If you want to help me financially and you can afford to, you can go to my Glenn's Fast Reviews and you can do a super thanks as a donation there. If you want to donate on a monthly basis, you can become a member there. And or you can go to patreon.com/GLENNMII. So thank you for that. Also, I'd like to say thank you to bleepingcomputer.com for allowing me to post messages on their forum about my videos. Thank you so much. And don't forget to visit them. They offer a lot of wonderful resources for people who are using computers. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Let's take a look at these specs right now. I don't know why I said that. We already looked at the specs.